Hello and welcome to the emPerform Take 10 webinar, Engagement Matters. Our presenter today is Cindy Pascale, co-founder and VP of Business Development for Vado Inc. Vado is a video streaming learning content provider specializing in competency development, career development, engagement and retention, and onboarding. Cindy has over 20 years of experience in HR and operations, specifically in training and development, organizational development, talent management, and employee retention. And we are thrilled to have her present this topic today. So welcome, Cindy.
Thank you. Thank you for asking me to present. This is a topic that's near and dear to me, and I'm happy to share my thoughts on that. Engagement matters. There are tons of statistics available on why engagement is important, and here are just a few. According to Gallup, actively disengaged employees cost organizations $416 billion in 2010. Again, according to Gallup, 71% of Americans who go to work every day are not engaged. This translates to companies operating at a third of their capacity. And finally, engaged employees perform 20% better and are 87% less likely to leave, according to Merit's market research. And these are just a few of the statistics out there. We can all agree, without looking at more data, that employee engagement and retention are important human capital metrics impacting the organization's ability to deliver on goals and strategies. Most organizations struggle with what to do about it. I know I did. I started my career as an HR generalist for a medical device manufacturer. Over the years, I took on more and more responsibility and ended up leading the HR, OD, and training development functions for a mid-sized software company. During my tenure as an HR leader, I hired consulting companies to conduct employee surveys. The advice the leadership teams received was always the same and had two main themes. The first theme was in the form of executive consulting. The consulting organization came on site and provided the executive overview report containing high-level consulting on broad organizational issues such as compensation, benefits, communicating organizational strategies, things like that. The second advice or themes that emerged were, you've got to ask your managers to share the survey results with their teams. They have to pick an area they want to work on and create an action plan. Have a due date when that action plan needs to be turned in. I always wondered why the emphasis was on creating an action plan rather than on completing the action plan. Yet most important difference there, create an action plan or complete your action plan. Yet most companies talk about creating an action plan rather than on taking action on survey results. As an HR leader, I knew this process was flawed and would not produce results. I knew something needed to be changed. Unfortunately, this is the process that most companies engage in, excuse the pun, as it is being propagated by engagement consultants and survey companies. To turn this around, companies need to do 5 things to increase engagement and decrease turnover. The first, focus on where you can make a difference. What role in your organization has the biggest impact on the most employees? Frontline leaders and managers. This is where most engagement efforts need to be generated. Everyone has heard the line, people join organizations but quit their boss. Organizations need to focus on the employees that have the greatest impact on the most employees. Provide training and resources. If budget is limited, exchange your executive consulting for training and resources for your frontline leaders and managers. You will have a far greater return on investment. Second, make it relevant. Show your frontline leaders the line of sight between increasing engagement and decreasing turnover and the effect on key organizational goals and strategies. Also show them the line of sight between their team's engagement and retention rates and their key objectives. Engaging and retaining employees leads to team and managerial success. Maybe you need to show the pain between employee disengagement and turnover and the effect on the team. Once a frontline leader or manager understands the linkage between engagement and retention and what's in it for me, they will want to do something. Next, make it easy. This is the biggest component. I should have had it as number 1. Anyways, make it easy for your managers and frontline leaders to take action on their survey results. Make it easy to complete their action plan. How to do that? Here's an example. Provide your managers and resources mapped to your employee survey. If the manager and team have selected, I have the resources I need to do a good job as one of the areas they want to work on, provide a handful of actions the manager can use to understand the resource needs of the team. How to move resources around to meet the most important needs, and manage expectations around resource needs and how to obtain required resources. Make sure the resources are easy to use and provides everything the manager and team needs to take action. Back in my HR days, I developed the fundamental belief that managers want to engage and retain their employees. Most just did not know what to do, and figuring out what to do was such a huge barrier to taking action. As a result, they were back to their normal day-to-day activities. Make it easy by providing a step-by-step process and giving the manager everything they need to complete the action, whether that be a template, a checklist, suggested email text. Make it easy. Last point, many survey companies provide resource libraries that contain tips or suggestions. Here is an actual example of a tip or suggestion from for the question, I have the resources I need to do a good job. Actual tip or suggestion from a survey company's library. The tip is, make sure your employees have the resources they need to do a good job. It sounds good, but it doesn't address the complex questions of how do I do this? How do I manage who needs what to do? And how do I manage expectations on the nice-to-have resources? Involve your team. Don't underestimate the power team members have on engaging and retaining each other. To do this, provide resources that the team can implement together to solve any issue. For example, if the team wants to work on, I have the resources I need to do a good job, together the team can prioritize resource needs, or they can determine how they can improve the efficiency of existing resources. By harnessing the energies of the full team to increase engagement, they are involved. They are working to solve issues impacting the team, and engagement will improve. The last thing you need to do, you don't need to do a survey first to provide your managers and teams with resources to help them increase engagement and retention. There are 17 common factors that impact engagement and retention, and you can provide your teams and frontline leaders with resources in 1, 2, or all 17 of these areas. Get them started before you experience problems with turnover or lose 2/3 of your productivity of your company. The payoff for you as an HR leader and for your organization is significant. If you would like to learn more about these 5 engagement and retention must-dos, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you so much, Cindy. That was fantastic. Just a reminder to everybody that Cindy also has another Take 10 video available on the emPerform archived library, and it's called Competency Development Best Practices. So feel free to download that if you're interested. And like Cindy said, if you have any questions for Cindy or for emPerform, please feel free to contact us. Thanks again, Cindy.
Thank you.